Now, of course, you worked on For Your Eyes Only, which had its 30th anniversary this year. What are your memories of doing the soundtrack and just working on a Bond film generally?
Well, a Bond film is particular. It was particular even when I did it that long ago, because it had established itself as, well, let's say a brand, at least. It's a brand. And it was a brand then. And for some reason, John Barry couldn't do it, and For Your Eyes Only, and he recommended me. Let's begin with, that's a rare thing. Not that we all want each other's jobs, which we do. I mean, you want a good movie, right? If you're all looking for movies to do it, and that's his account. I mean, that's John Barry who's created the James Bond musical language, okay? So he recommended me, which was like wonderful. Then that puts you in touch with Cubby Broccoli and his family. And of course, they are wonderful. Bill, I'd like you to do it in England. I said, well, I have a family and I'd rather not leave my family for 3 months. She says, oh no, I'd like you to take your family. Okay, I can do that. I have no objections, but I really don't want to leave I have 2 daughters, and a wife, right? Oh, come along. Okay, so you were treated like family there. And there was never any, of course, nervousness. I'll just say anxiety. If there was anxiety, I didn't know it. It was when you go into a country club, they say, we require a shirt with a collar. They don't talk about it. They said, no, this is what we do here. This is the menu. We don't serve hot dogs. So the Bond people say, this is what we do. And you find everything acceptable. Gentlemen, intelligence. This is how we do it. And then at one point, Cubby says, I think when he's going through the orchards of olive trees in this silly little Renault or whatever it was, I think we should play it like a country and Western. So I said, well, I don't. And then the director says, well, I don't think so. He says, and Cubby says, I'd like to hear that, Bill. He says, yes, sir. Without a doubt. So I wrote a cue for him. That was the country and Western going through it made no sense at all. It was funny. It was comic because it was, banjos and guitars. It might have been the French country, so whatever it was. And now that was expensive. I had to do it. I got to get orchestrated, had to be copied, had to be played, had to be recorded, and then thrown out. And do it now the right way. But there was no anxiety. There was no, I wonder if this will work or not. No, I want to hear that. Yes, sir. So the whole project was wonderful. I was obstinate about having a Shirley Bassey type singer. That people on the side was telling me to meet with
Sheena Easton.
Who?
Sheena Easton?
Sheena. Okay, yeah. Sheena Easton. And I go, no. I want Donna Summer to sing it. And I want Barbara Streisand to write the lyric. Okay. So Barbara Streisand is doing Yenta, so she couldn't, she what? Told me she'd like to do it, but she's really busy. Can't have Donna Summer. In the end, Meet with Sheena. Okay, I'll meet with you. Fantastic voice, of course. Fantastic voice. I wanted a hit. If you're a film composer and you do a score, it's a big deal. This is supposedly, you're a film composer and you get a film to do, you're working. Otherwise, you're not working. But if you get to do a project that has a song connected with it, and you get a song that keep, because you could write a song and they not like it, it's gone. The same with the score. They don't like the score, it's gone. But this is an opportunity. So you'd be really stupid to not see this opportunity. Oh my God, a Bond song, maybe. So I wanted to cover my bet. I wanted the biggest singer, I want the biggest shot at having a hit, right? And then Sheena did have a hit at the time, but it was a little middle of the road, cutesy. Might have been a great song, but it wasn't. I didn't think it didn't display her abilities in a Shirley Bassey kind of way, which is what I wanted. But when we sat together, we sat at the piano, and she had these great low and these great highs. So then now I could write a song specifically for her using these big lows and these big highs. And she was great, of course. It's great for me anyway. And she was the only singer, I think, that's been in the main title.
Yes, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And that who is the great creator of the main titles?
Maurice Binder, is it?
Maurice.
Yeah.
Maurice Binder. I need you. I can't remember these things. So Maurice was a little guy. Brilliant. When he saw Sheena, little girl, fell in love. No, I know he didn't fall in love, but he just saw something in her and her face, the look, whatever. He says, Bill, do you think that she would want to be in the, I said, are you kidding? She would kill. But I don't know that. But so he approached Sheena and her people to be in the main title. Yeah, it was a big deal. Anyway, it was a great experience. A great experience. And I got to do whatever I wanted, in addition to whatever Cubby wanted. And only once or twice, apologetically, he said to me, you know, when James goes into action, we'd like to use his theme. I hope you don't mind. Now, as a fan of the Bond brand project or whatever, I said, I wouldn't think of doing anything but the James Bond themes when it's time for James to go into action. So it was a wonderful experience.